Welcome into Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast in the Marshland media conglomeration of businesses, here to talk about episode by episode, beat by beat, and sweat by sweat, Lucha Underground. We are on Season 2, Episode 21, 6 to Survive, and I am one of your hosts. My name is Sean. Hey, how do you do? With me is our other host, the benevolent, the lovely, the effervescent James.
Hello.
What's going on, James?
How are you? I do have one correction from your intro. We legally cannot be called a business because to get through some taxes and whatnot, I formed us, I signed us up. What do you do when I didn't corporate us, I didn't LLC. We are, in fact, a religion.
This is something, the second we got together to do an Insane Clown Posse podcast, I knew this day would come, one day where we would have to be considered legally a religion. But you know what? That's just the Cloawakening coming back upon us. If you don't know what the Cloawakening is, a religion dedicated to worshiping a bird's asshole, welcome in.
It's not really just that. Don't just say it's
so
worshiping.
Much more.
It's the purity of just everything coming out of one hole as you fly in the sky. That's what the Cloawakening is. However, this is the religion of marshland media, what have you. The good thing about this, though, is much like Satan, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can legally get birth control regardless of what state you are in because you can claim that as your religious freedom.
Honestly, I like us. James, I like that idea.
I just stole it from Satanism.
Is it really? Is that what Satanism's actually doing?
Right now, that's what they are doing. I forget if it's the temple or the church of, but one of them is doing that and doing great work.
The best thing to come out of my time, I'm not shitting on Buffalo comedy. I love so many of the comedians there, both as people and as comedians.
Man, his fingers are crossed so hard right now.
Brian Netzel, be fucked. I don't think Brian listens to this podcast, but if you ever do, Brian Netzel, fuck you.
It's a Twitch
I love
clip
him so much.
Or a TikTok clip.
My favorite thing that came from my time in Buffalo comedy, though, is everyone getting real into Satanism and everyone being like, this is actually great.
Yeah.
Every time we get into this, we think it's going to be ironic. And then the more we get into it, we're like, no, wait, we should just do this, actually. Satan, thank you. And Dario Cueto, thank you for this 6 to Survive match.
Oh, who's gonna survive? 5 will die, 1 will survive.
And all of us will enjoy some fucking... This match was crazy. This is one of those one match episodes, kind of like the... Was it Johnny and... Oh my gosh, the Iron Man match. Was that Johnny and Puma? That was... Yeah.
Or it might have been Cuerno. No, yeah, it was Puma.
Yeah, Cuerno was the cage match with Johnny. It was Puma. Because I think Conan gets involved at some point. But kind of like that, no other segments, not a lot going on, like outside of this match. But this match I loved this match. I had an absolute hoot. I love so many of the people in this match. I love the stories they tell. And I'm just excited. James, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I wish this would have been a La Fiesta de Matanza match where everyone who gets, checked out, 3, 2, 1, get out of here. Someone saying, I tap. Their heads get fed to Matanza.
For a second, I thought you were hoping it was the match was going to be anyone who was eaten by Matanza.
Oh, no, that'd be impossible.
It's just Bale's. I mean, you just throw a corpse into the ring and then I feel like, Bale doesn't have a head. His head was eaten by Matanza in season 1. But you throw a bunch of headless corpses into the ring and then you get a little lowrider system to kind of shake the ring every now and then. Eventually, someone will fall on top of someone else and you just kind of figure it out like that.
Yeah.
It's like a bingo tumbler, but with corpses instead of balls.
Oh, yeah, I like that. And we go ICP with it, and then it's heads in there bowling balls.
Yeah, they get that big dead body wagon started dragging. I did this podcast for a year and a half. It's insane how little I can retain because my brain is just mush.
Yeah, because you're thinking of wagon, dead bodies dragging, but I think also confusing that with the dead body man.
What? No, that's impossible.
I think that's what you were doing. It could also be La Comidas de Matanza, as in the meals of Matanza.
We need to feed more people to... Okay, before we get into this match in this episode, who, not necessarily in this roster, would you like to feed Matanza to next? Because we need more bodies for this Comidas de Matanza match, where we get a bunch of corpses and a bingo tumbler, and we just let them fall on top of each other.
I mean...
Who... Yeah.
So they would finally have Worth... Joey Ryan.
You know what? But then we have to book Joey Ryan. So I'm gonna actually put a stamp on that. Even in corpse form.
Hold on.
If you don't want to see this guy booked.
No. This is stupid of you. You need to think critically, Sean. To get this person off the show, we have to book him once. There we go. He's off. Oh, you want to keep seeing him, Sean?
Wait, why do we have to book him at all?
To feed him to Matanza. You just said but then we'd have to book him. But if we feed, then it's just one and done. He's out of here. That's why.
One too many. That's one too many.
Well, we've already had 6. So, what's better, 7 or 20?
I say we feed Joey Ryan to Matanza, but we do not book him for the match.
Okay,
we tell him
that's
we're
fine.
gonna book him. Okay, cool. As long as we can, we'll tell him we'll book. Yeah, and then we just do not.
He comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna steal a spot," and then Matanza just unhinges his jaw, and then that one movie I keep seeing on Tubi, I wish I knew the name of, where a guy's mouth just gets big and starts eating people. That's what I want to see.
I can't believe you called me stupid. That was so mean.
I'm saying you're lacking critical thinking to get this dude out of here.
You called me stupid, and I, for one, am going to feed your ass to Matanza and put you in the Comidas de Matanza match. You son of a bitch.
As long as I go in first and my punches are still there, so when JR comes down, I can hit him a bunch.
I'm not booking. He's not in the match. He's being fed, but he's not being booked in the match.
Okay, well, I'm getting fed first, and then, Matanza needs an appetizer, a palate cleanser, because my funky ass just rolled down his gullet. Now, I get to punch a man I want to.
Yeah.
And I can't be arrested for it.
Hell no, and no one's getting arrested for listening to some sweet, sweaty time pro wrestling. Thank you so much.
And I'll tell you why I won't get arrested, because Matanza, he's in the United States right now, but anything inside of him is technically international waters.
Your stomach bile. And that goes for anyone. If you're listening right now, your stomach acid, I did not study the law, but I watched Ally McBeal one time, so I know what I'm talking about when I say your stomach acid. That's international waters, baby.
Okay, so that's why people consume condoms of heroin to travel around with.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. As soon as you get it out of your system, that's when they bust you. If it stays in there the whole time, you're a golden cow, baby. See, and I'm praying to that shit.
Why don't we just make condoms out of the material black boxes are made out of in airplanes?
Thank you. My cum is a secret that should only be revealed on my death.
Or after the plane just crashes down, i.e. all right, your dick game wasn't there. Let's see what you're rocking with underneath that condom.
Wait, my dick game wasn't on the plane?
No, I mean, if in this scenario, if your penis is a secret that should only be used after the plane goes down, that would be your dick game just was a tragedy. Maybe we can salvage this going me raw, baby.
All right, I want to be very clear. My dick game is doing just fine. My cum is the secret.
All right.
That I will reveal upon my quote-unquote death. Because I do plan on faking my death.
So we're creating a new thing. It's not a condom. It's kind of like a diva cup, but for men's urethras.
Yes, and it is made out of the black box technology they use for planes. So that it's when you inevitably die in a fiery crash because your dick game is just too good, you can still hold on to your secrets and pass those on to I feel like Russian spies.
That's not what black boxes are for. It's just to figure out what happened in the final moments.
Yeah, and then you sell that to an international spy conglomeration.
I guess. Why do the Russians want anything from us?
Honestly, as soon as you call something a secret, somebody somewhere wants it.
Oh, that's why that band in Muskegon called the name of their band It's a Secret.
That's cute. Were they any good?
Oh, no, fantastic. They were one of the best bands. I wish they had kept going.
Oh, hell yeah. I too quickly want to jump on a band just because I like the name, but I really do like the name This Is a Secret.
It's a secret. So when people would ask, hey, what's the name of your band? It's a secret.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh. It's like, I'm so easily entertained where I'm just like, that's enough for me. It's a secret. It's cute. It's clever. You can play a chord. I'm in. I'm immediately in.
What style of music, what genre of music do you think they were?
Muskegon in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
I gotta say emo something.
Yeah, they were pop punk, yeah.
Pop punk, yeah. Okay, hell yeah. You get that like sort of droning couple of like note guitar riff, and then there's like a really sad intro, but it's like from something funny, like Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave, where he's like, we're all trying to catch this guy. Do 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 do. We all want to catch the hot dog. Do 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 do. And then it kicks in with the first chorus. Have you been following those TikTok, that one specifically, the This Could Be a Midwest Emo Song?
No, but I get the drift.
Yeah, it's a fun trope.
I was just bringing up some It's a Secret just to send you.
Okay, please do. And I will get into, we talked about this before, this is either going to be the shortest episode or the longest episode of Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, because we only have the one match.
And Sean, I will be editing this song on stream. Not this song, this episode.
Oh, cool. Do you want me to sing so it can be a song as well?
No, thank you. I would like
you.
this to be the easiest thing I edit from us.
Cut my life into Reese's. This is a chocolate peanut butter cup. All right, you can splice that in whenever you need it to. And you can use
thrust my life into penis. Or no, thrust my wife into penis.
I kind of like thrust my life into penis, and now it's a song about docking.
Okay, yeah. But now it's going to be about cuckolding.
Oh, I kind of like that too.
Thrust my wife into penis.
It is not my penis. It's another guy. I met him at the gas station. He was pumping gas. Now he's pumping my wife.
It needs to rhyme, though. So instead of my last resort, you could say like this. Fuck, I had the rhyme. It's not choice.
Okay.
Wait, am I frozen?
Yes, you are.
Uh-oh, why is my camera frozen? Bada bing, bada boom. Turn that off real quick. Turn it back on. There we go.
Back. Hey, yo. Okay, so perfect song parody aside, because I nailed that shit, and I'm so good at everything I do, and I'm just a special little boy, and I can't wait to feed my body to Matanza. Let's get into the 6 to Survive match. This episode of Lucha Underground, episode 21 from season 2, 6 to Survive. These 6 were determined last week from a 12-man tag team match. The winning team is now in an elimination match. 6 people, last wrestler standing, that's the number 1 contender to the Monster Matanza's Lucha Underground Championship at Ultima Lucha this year.
It's really weird that they did it this way because it just feels like maybe because Matanza hasn't had any rivalry, they needed to be like, well, it needs to be an event to figure out who is taking on Matanza because there has to be a title match. But I feel like they should have done a ramp up, I guess the person in which they chose was the logical choice because they have sort of beef with them, right?
Oh, a lot of beef, I feel like. And I mean, they've been ramping. I like what they're doing because they're ramping them up separately. Because we've been following Penta's story in Vampiro's weird BDSM dungeon as Vampiro was rehabbing Penta to get back into fighting shape. So there is a ramp up where it's not as personal between these two. It is more the story of Penta coming back versus and then whatever Dario's going through. Like, there are 2 separate stories with the title in the middle, which normally I feel like in a lot of other TV shows or wrestling shows would be distracting. But in Lucha Underground, because there is so much more than just the competitive sport of wrestling, right? There's the end of days, whatever Dario is trying to summon. We've got, I cannot emphasize this enough, Penta's weird BDSM dungeon with Vampiro. There is no other way to describe Vampiro's specific rehabilitation style.
But that's only, we've seen this dojo before, and it's never given those vibes. It's only because of that one time he was in a swing.
He was in his swing while Vampiro was striking him. It was incredible. It wasn't. Sometimes one time is enough. Like, technically, Matanza's only eaten one person, right?
That we know of. Actually, I think eaten more because when they were in that separate warehouse, those dudes that were like, you're just a chick, you're supposed to wrestle us. And then she beats them down. Black Lotus is the she in this case. And then those people are ushered in. I think they're being eaten.
They are being eaten as well. Okay, so we've seen it a couple of times. I mean, I'm watching with eyes wide open. It was enough. The one time was enough.
But if you were to go into your bedroom, you're not always saying, and this is where the sex happens, just because it happened there once.
I always say that. One half.
Oh,
but I know one day we'll get to a full number.
Oh yeah,
one day. But I'm okay with this. Going back to where this began, I'm okay that this is more of a story about Penta than it is a story about Penta versus Matanza. Like, Matanza is the person that broke Penta's back, right? Matanza is the person that took Penta out of it completely, and it lets this story be a little bit more about the title than these two, and it's going to be more about Penta while we follow whatever. Because quick reminder on what Dario's going through: a lot. Cisco got nabbed by the police. He's going to start wearing a wire for them. Detective Vasquez is closing in on Dario. Plus, his benefactor seems to be kind of trying to throw him under the bus. Forces are closing in on him. So, like, I feel like on top of, like, this deep personal rivalry between Matanza and Penta, they could have done more, maybe to build between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I just wish they did.
Yeah.
It's nothing worth fighting for, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's all worth fighting for because this is love. Love is lucha.
I will say, with Penta's back being broken, I wish they would have gone a different route with that, and Penta gives over his mask to a new kind of like devilish soul out there, but instead he realizes you shouldn't be breaking people's arms. You should be being not a rudo. You should be being a
Boo. I want Penta to be a rudo. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying, what's the other thing?
Technico is the
there
word you're
we
looking
go.
for.
He's being a technico, and then Penta's hearing back about this saying, oh no, you can't do that. My wards, why aren't you stopping him? I'm saying this should be more like the Bane and Batman story arc.
Oh, okay.
And then Azrael raises to the ranks. Oh my God, Azrael as a Lucha Underground wrestler? Hell yeah.
All right, couple things. First of all, now you have Penta nowhere near the title match.
Well, he comes back. I guess Azrael does destroy Bane, so you want to know what? That old Penta is out. This new Penta's in, and he has goddamn armor.
All right, so you want to hire a brand new wrestler.
I mean, it could be Penta.
It's just Penta, but we're, like, de-aging him in post?
Well, no, you never see his face, so you never... Like, the only reason you would know it's him is, like, I guess they could, you know, airbrush out his tattoos, and we're like, oh, that's a new person, even though... Fuckers say that Captain America...
You are going off on something I have no idea with, but go on, baby.
Fuckers say that Captain America Rob Liefeld print is like, oh, that's unproportional, his like chest is too big. Penta looks exactly like that. This is realistic, okay? Penta's a goddamn superhero with super soldier serum, okay? And he's gonna take down Bane the best way he can. By getting someone else to do it while he's rehabilitating in some sex dungeon with Vampiro. Oh my God, Vampiro is simultaneously the Bat and Alfred.
Wow. I mean, yeah, but I also just want to see Penta wrestle for the championship.
Okay, but it's still Penta inside there.
But it's not Penta, it's the new Penta.
Yes, but it's still the What's Penta's real name?
Pentagon. We don't know. He has not been demasked, so his identity under the Penta mask is unknown.
That has to be false. What's his real name?
I'm pretty sure Penta has been, I mean, that is a real thing in lucha culture.
Holy Christmas. It really, his name is not available. Then so then Ray Phoenix it hasn't been. Wow. What if they're not really brothers?
I don't know. I think, James, I think you're looking a little too deep into this. Have we not talked about how like certain luchadors, if you're not demasked, like that's part of the culture. That's one of the big differences, I think, between American wrestling and lucha libre. That's like when people say it's the culture, that's kind of what they mean, where it's like in America, it is more of a business, while in Mexico, it's a culture. So things like protecting identity.
It's still wild that in our current day and age, you could still do that. That's why I'm like, wild. That's crazy.
That's one of those things where it becomes sacrilegious. It's not just like, oh, I kind of want to know. It's like, no, that is to demask a wrestler like that. And they've been demasked before on television. The Young Bucks have like famously ripped off their masks in moments of absolute evil shittery. And it gets them a lot of heat, which is when you boo someone, that's the things you do to get booed. That's heat, right? Or I guess the reaction is heat. But yeah, to get a lot of heat, it's like, it's ripping off these masks. So, because I'm trying to think, I don't think El Santos identity was given, was it? I don't think he was ever demasked.
That, I feel like I've read what his real name was, so I can check.
Maybe after he died, they released his identity, but I'm not sure.
Or maybe because he had to sign up for SAG.
Because he had to sign up for SAG? He had to register.
People are like, oh, we just know him by his SAG name. Oh, what's his SAG name? Oh, shoot, it's also El Santo.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you could actually sign up for SAG as El Santo. If you were El Santo. Card-carrying SAG member El Santo.
El Santo, his identity was revealed. It was Rudolfo Guzman Hurata.
When was it revealed? Do you have that? Because I want to say that was revealed post-mortem. I could be very wrong, though. It might have been when he signed up for SAG. So how disheartening is it to just like... You've been protecting this identity, and the protection is part of the culture. It's beyond you. It's bigger than you. And it's this heartfelt, closely guarded secret. And then it's a union thing, dude. The fucking unions get you to reveal your identity. God damn it. Fuck you, Jimmy Hoffa. Let El Santo be El Santo.
During an interview on Mexican TV in 1984, he did lift his mask to reveal and eventually his real name. So I think his name was revealed post-mortem because I think he also passed away in 84. Yes. So it was around the same time he passed away, he finally revealed it.
Okay, so yeah, which is also though crazy to hold on to something like that until you're ready to go. Like you talk about going out on your own terms. That's to the nth degree, you know.
Which means we can't have Penta on this show anytime, you know.
Wait, why not?
Because I love revealing family details. I love saying.
You have to edit. You're doing more work for yourself.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But those I'm fine with. I just quickly bleep it out. No skin off my slacks.
Also, real quick, I was watching, is it Batman Forever or Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin, if that's the one where you were watching with AWOL.
I was. Shouts out to AWOL512. Great streamer. Wonderful folk. I forgot how little dialogue they give Bane in that movie. That's the movie with Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane. Because it's Lucha Mask Bane.
Yeah.
And it's such a fucking cool design. And I'm watching and it's like, this is so, give him a line of dialogue, but also let him be played by Mil Muertes. And we're starting this campaign today. Mil Muertes for Bane I don't care. It can be a movie. It can be a TV show. Do you have enough money to cover his travel and his appearance fee and an old camcorder from your dad's closet? Pull it out and let's film Mil Muertes as Bane already.
He would be very good.
He would be so Mil Muertes and that fucking Mil Muertes dumper and that fucking he headbutts a coffin and his eyes are red and Mil is in this episode for 3 seconds and it's fucking great. God damn it.
Because also you have 2 opportunities for Bane to come in this DC multiverse of films. The Matt Reeves, maybe in the third one, Bane's there. Or in the newer stuff, Batman will have already broken his back based on what James Gunn is saying, like what's going on, like in what time period this will be. This will be post Barbara getting shot. All of that stuff will be out of the way. So you could just have Bane come back for another arc to be like, I'm taking you fuckers down. And it's Mill.
I like that. And now that Mill's a little bit older, like I kind of like that. I like this idea of Bane like chasing, like back when it's the same energy of like I was the high school quarterback all-star until I didn't get to college, and now I work at this local pump and dump diner. Like it's that, but with Batman villainy. Like, oh, I used to be the guy that broke Batman's back until, you know, I had a couple of kids and I couldn't do the super villainy thing anymore. Eventually you have to grow up, but you never forget that time you broke Batman's back.
Yeah.
You know, I love my life. I love my suburban house with my 2.5 kids and a dog and a fence. But sometimes I'm lying in bed thinking, ooh, I broke that bat's back.
Okay, well, Bane is a drug addict, technically, and a psychopath.
To be fair, like
so...
most drug addict psychopath, like most suburban dads I know.
Okay, all right, never mind.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I'm saying he's like more BTK, where he's constantly doing this shit, but just sometimes laying dormant for a little bit, but then going back because he needs it.
Hey, you know who's not a doormat? 6 wrestlers in this match. Are you ready to get into it?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, and we get to the desk. Vampiro with the low-key zip-up hoodie, and he charades as Stryker describes the 6 to survive match we'll see tonight. And once again, 6-way elimination match. Last person standing is the #1 contender to the Lucha Underground Championship at Ultima Lucha. Those 6 are King Cuerno, Ivelisse, Taya, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, and Johnny Mundo, who, to begin the match, throws his sunglasses aggressively at, I wrote not Peanut Butter Gamer, if you're familiar with that YouTuber. Like, skinny little guy, got the chin strap beard. It's one thing to like, you throw like sunglasses or your t-shirt at the audience and they're like, oh wow, we got something. Johnny does it, but it's like in a really mean way. It's like if you're being given a gift for Christmas and you're like, oh, I thought we were fighting, but I guess we're not because you gave me a gift. Oh, that's a dog turd. You've gifted me a dog turd.
Yeah.
So Peanut Butter Gamer receives a dog turd from Johnny Mundo. What a villain.
It's still a good gift. It's Johnny Mundo's glasses. I think it was thrown so violently because they were like, fuck you, Johnny. And he's like, hey, yeah, you want to fuck me? Well, take that. I'll throw something at you.
Yeah, it was a better gift than a dog turd, but it was given with the energy I would give someone a dog turd.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, here you fucking go. Fuck me. Look at this dog turd and remember my name. Johnny Gusso.
I'm pretty sure someone either in my life or maybe my dad, I don't know. Oh, wait, no. I think what happened, I don't know why, but at a babysitter's house, someone was just like, to give to someone they didn't like, were wrapping dog turds to be like Tootsie Rolls. Like in like confectioner paper, and was going to like give them to people. I don't remember why this is unlocked in my brain, but I'm positive it happened. I don't know if it actually ever happened in the sense of were these given to someone or did a parent intervene and be like, these don't look like chocolates you should, like, did you make these yourself? I know you didn't. Where'd they come from?
Well, and you can probably smell that.
Maybe.
Like that's one of those, like, unless your enemy was anosmic, when you cannot smell. I think that's anosmia. Unless your enemies just cannot smell, like they probably will not fall for that. They will look at you and wonder, you hate me so, that's such a level of hate to individually individually cut, because dog turds don't come out in perfect Tootsie Roll shape or size.
No, they were just wrapping them up however.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't actual Tootsie Roll wrappers. It was like that waxy paper. They just had some of that and were wrapping up dog turds.
Man, that's a
wasted dog turds, am I right?
Big old waste. I'm gonna put it like this. I appreciate the idea and the energy to begin such a project, but as a project, pardon the pun, you cannot half-ass. You gotta grab Tootsie Roll wrappers so it does not look at all sketchy. They're already loose, so like wrapping that up won't be too bad, and you gotta cut up the dog turd so they're Tootsie Roll size. I know the size and shape of a dog turd when I see one. I have the internet. You will not fool me like this unless you go the extra mile.
Also, this was a 9-year-old doing this?
When I was 9 years old, I was falling asleep on the couch, but there were other 9-year-olds doing real shit.
Yeah.
I was not, yeah. If you're gonna be a 9-year-old evil genius, you gotta be a 9-year-old evil genius.
Oh, like Boss Baby.
If you're gonna be a baby, be a boss baby.
Yeah. Let's get back to the match.
Bell rings. Let's get back to the match. Bell rings. Cuerno immediately tries rolling up Penta. Ivelisse breaks it up. Taya and Johnny double team stomp out Phoenix. That will be the running sort of gag in this match, is Johnny and Taya working together. Ivelisse alone in the ring with Taya and Johnny. Number advantage, dominates Ivelisse until Phoenix comes back in. Clears Taya with a kick to the ass. Another running theme of the match. Taya gets kicked in the ass a lot.
So much. It was a funny bit that I hope she was wrote off on. It had to have been, but you missed one thing that Phoenix did before he kicks her in the ass. He goes to punch her, and then she recoils like a boy in a puffy Bills jacket, and then just gets kicked in the ass.
Okay, two things. If you don't know what James is referencing, it's an episode of Formulaic where you specifically wrote in a joke about burning my starter Bills jacket, which was so rude.
This was a reference to this show where you told the story of armadilloing, and then your dad showing up and be like, yeah, he's gonna get his ass beat if I don't intervene.
Okay, that was a San Jose Sharks jacket, first of all. Yeah.
Why were you wearing that?
Because it was on sale.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got it from the thrift shop.
I could have swore it was a Bills jacket. That's why I wrote it into that Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No, that part just made it personal.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was still personal. It was you. I was writing you into a script because I like you.
Oh, shucks.
Nepotism.
I don't think I'm not your child. I don't think this is nepotism.
No, nepotism still when you give people you personally know jobs over other people.
Hey, thanks again.
Yeah.
It was a great moment. And to go back, I think she agreed to it. It's also less so Phoenix, though he'll use it, but especially Penta's. It's just part of Penta's offense. Like if you're in a match with Penta, you're going to take some low kicks and some of them are going to land on the tuchus, which you do want. There's more meat there, right? So like, as opposed to like striking in like a bone, like the knee or something, you do want them in the ass. It's just Penta throws a lot of them.
Oh, from as much backroom casting couch I've seen, yeah, they want it in the ass.
Thank you so much for that, James. Spinebuster to Johnny set up Penta's return off the top rope. They get this. If I say a was up, it's an old Dudley Bros move where they hold the legs and then I think Devon would do like a top rope headbutt to the balls.
Oh.
So it's that leg move, but instead of a headbutt, it's this fucking nasty ass drop kick that Penta will throw. I think it's Penta that throws it off the top rope straight to the taint. Like 2 feet directly into your tailbone. They're not a tag team yet in Lucha Underground, but this becomes like a signature move of CBS's Sports Tag Team of the Year in 2019. I found that information. I didn't realize CBS Sports was handing out Tag Team of the Years, but hell yeah, shouts out to the Lucha Bros.
I put down this was a cock rocket kick assist.
I like cock rocket kick assist is accurate. Cuerno gets back in, squares off with Penta, levels him with a tornado DDT. Penta rolls out, but Johnny's back up, follows Penta with a tope tornado. Opening exchanges, a lot's happening. Ivelisse over the top rope, onto the pile of Johnny and Penta. And did I say pile? Because Phoenix gets excited, literally starts jumping up and down before running for this dive. However, Cuerno cuts him off with a drop kick to the face.
Ooh!
Cuerno loads Phoenix onto his shoulders, looking for the thrill of the hunt. It's looking real bad for Phoenix until Mil Muertes, the man of 1,000 deaths, the future Bane, whose corpse was recently nabbed by Cuerno, emerges. Johnny gets the fuck out of the way. Like you see like in the camera, he's like in the shot for a second before he goes, oh shit, and gets out of Mil's way. As Mil slides into the ring, Cuerno with his awesome face sell, like he's just seen a ghost, and that ghost is about to spear and throw ham bones onto poor Cuerno's face. Cuerno ends up taking this nasty jackknife powerbomb from Mil, whose eyes are red now. before Johnny takes the opportunity, fin the mundo, and eliminates King Cuerno, the first eliminated in this match.
So with Johnny here, he's in one of the corners on the outside of the ropes. And he kind of just like looks at the crowd, then looks at Cuerno and kind of like shrugs and says, okay. And then he does his shit, knocks him out, takes the win.
It's very scampish. Heel Johnny Mundo might be one of the scampiest wrestlers ever, especially hooking up with Jack Evans and PJ Black. And they're good. I will never get over how all three of these dudes will throw air guitars and they will add the riff in post. Wrestling companies do this. Add more shit in post like this. I love it.
I'd love it if like they get some like twee person aboard, and when they do the guitar, it's ukulele over the top.
It's the Over the Rainbow ukulele cover.
Oh man, I'd love that.
It's a great
They can't
tune.
afford that though on Lucha Underground.
No, so they do, what's like the cheapest song you can think of to license?
One of mine.
I was going to say, maybe Goods on Display, out now. A collaborative joint between,
Anyone wants that $50, it can go in your movie.
Thank you so much.
I would say $25, but Howard also needs 25. Like he needs something out of it. So 50-50. He gets what he gets. I get what I get.
I love it. Absolutely. You boys are worth $50 and more.
With Taya and Johnny, they're going it as a team, but Stryker is confused because yes, this is an elimination match. Johnny is about to get pinned, and then Taya breaks the pin, and Stryker saying, well, why would she want to do that? Because it's better if you have a team member. Then after everyone's eliminated, it's like, well, one of us is going to get it. We are in a relationship. If it was just Nicole and I down to some big prestige thing, well, it's still going to benefit the household altogether.
I'm glad you brought, it's weird because Stryker kind of is trying to tell this story of, they're in a relationship, but it's going to get in the way of, no, even if they weren't in a relationship, if this was just a business partnership, it is better business to have, it is numbers. If it 2 on 1v1v1 is better than 1v1v1, etc.
Yeah.
Matt Stryker, you dumb son of a bitch, learn your math and shut the fuck up sometimes.
Yeah, because even if Taya were to go all the way, then beat Matanza, that would look so good that when the 4 of them come to the ring, all 4 of them have a belt on. Yeah, that's called synergy.
It's synergy. We do see a moment where Johnny steals a pin from Taya, so I don't think Johnny's character would allow Taya to win the match.
Yeah, but if it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens. And it's still better to get into like a final 3 situation or even a final 2 situation where the veteran Johnny probably tries to pull his weight and be like, hey, how about you just take the dive for me? Things that could happen. Like there's a lot of other things outside of this purely romantic relationship that is there and it's sweet, but it's just not the story to tell, right?
Yeah.
Like there's pragmatic reasons.
I would have loved at the end, Johnny's like, well, just take the fall. Like I've been fighting for this. Then she like whispers in her ear and is like gesturing like to parts, like to pretty much saying like, hey, if you do this, like you can have my entire body, whatever you want. And he's like, oh no. And then he just like falls on the ground. And then like she just kind of puts a finger on him and just 3, 2, 1. And then he's like, it's going to be a good night, baby.
James, there are some times where I don't know whether to encourage. You're doing the air guitar.
Yeah,
now.
that he
James
like,
is doing the
when
air
she
guitar.
says it, he goes, and then he just falls down, and then 3, 2, 1, he's done.
There are moments where I don't know whether or not to encourage you turning professional wrestling into Looney Tunes or to stop it dead in its tracks.
Oh, okay, so it can be Tekken bullshit, but it can't be Bugs Bunny bullshit?
Within reason. To both within reason, I say to you.
I mean, with Tekken, you can go full force. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, you can go Tekken Force, and I'd be okay with that. Let's get back after the commercial break. All 5 competitors back in the ring. Johnny and Taya work Penta, eventually to the outside, as Phoenix squares off with Ivelisse. Ivelisse kicks put Phoenix to his knees. He's rallying. He's getting his fighting spirit back into it. He tries to push Ivelisse away, but pushes her squarely in the chest, to which Ivelisse responds by screaming, "My boobs!" at him. It's the greatest moment in wrestling I've ever seen.
You keep saying that. I think
It's
you have
my
a low
favorite.
bar for greatest moments because all you were watching was WWE.
I have a low bar. It's so fucking. And then Phoenix, they cut back to Phoenix, who's like shaking his head no, but he cannot break eye contact. Like he immediately breaks eye contact with Ivelisse. So he's just shaking his head like, no, I'm not giving up, and I wasn't trying to touch your boobs. I was trying to wrestle. There's something so. This woman's screaming, "My boobs!" I'm an easily entertained person.
What
I
if
don't know.
when they're wrestling again, like Ivelisse gets like the drop on him and he screams, "Me penne!" And then she's like, "Okay, nope, I was not touching his dick. No, no, no."
No. But you have to also, that's the other thing Phoenix does so well, is he's staying in the fighting spirit. Like he's still like, "Arr," but I wasn't trying to touch your boobs. So it has to be like, "Arr," not trying to touch your dick, but "Arr, I will not lose this righteous rage." It's such a silly moment.
He screams, "Me penne!" And then she's like, "No, no, no." And then you see just framed in the center of them on the apron Mundo, and he goes, "Me no no wow." Or it goes, "Womp chicka womp womp."
He takes out the air guitar, he looks down on it, he throws it away, he takes an air tuba or an air trombone and just goes womp 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 womp.
That's good too. Let's make this Looney Tunes, guys. I need to watch Glow.
You do need to watch Glow. It's great.
Because that's Looney Tunes.
Outside of the the actual Glow?
Yeah. I've seen the documentary and the series. I need to watch
Let's
the
just
actual show.
Watch Glow. I'm down. Outside the ring, Penta starts firing back on Ty and Johnny. In the ring, Phoenix is back to his feet, still struggling to overcome his misogynist chivalry to strike Ivelisse. Phoenix just won't fight. He's too honorable. It comes back to bite him later in the match as well. But Ivelisse is on top. She clears Phoenix with a Tijeras. Penta backs in. He eats a springboard crossbody and roundhouse kick from Ivelisse. Taya back in now. She baits in Ivelisse's head between the ropes. Johnny gets that kick in. She's fighting against the double team. She eventually clears Johnny to feed Taya all the kicks. Taya kicks out at 2. World's Strongest Slam into a moonsault from Taya, but Ivelisse rolls out of the way. Ivelisse looks for a code red of her own, but Taya catches her Northern Light suplex into the double stomps, and Ivelisse is eliminated next.
Dang, that Northern Light suplex will hit you so hard you transform into a digital being in the digital world.
Is the Aurora Borealis part of Digimon?
Yeah, it's in the first ever episode. They see the Aurora Borealis, and then that brings them to the digital world.
And then they all make steamed hams.
Yeah.
Which is a local delicacy from upstate New York, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see the Aurora Borealis in upstate New York?
All the time while I'm eating my steamed hams. And as I'm eating steamed hams or double stomps from Taya Valkyrie. I'm never sure which is coming, but I'm always hungry. We come back, Taya, Johnny, Phoenix, and Penta are the final 4. Phoenix and Johnny pair up, as do Penta and Taya.
Final 4? Oh, wait, nope, never mind. I was doing math bad.
That's okay. You're still doing math better than Matt Stryker. Phoenix has his back turned. This fucking is crazy. Phoenix gets dumped out by Johnny. Johnny's looking for a tope pescado, like a flying varial from inside the ring to outside of the ring. Phoenix is almost out of position. Like his back is turned. He's not even looking at Johnny. Like he's not ready for this catch. Which is wild because Phoenix is usually so on point, but this one time he's almost out of position. Back turned, a little too far away. So Johnny adjusts in midair and kicks him in the back of the head. So instead of a crossbody where he gets caught, he just does like a drop kick to the back of Phoenix's head. And that's all like while flying, like mid-flight, just seeing like, oh, my opponent, Phoenix is out of position. I'm going to kick him in the back of the head. And I was like, and it works. It looks great. God damn it, Johnny Mundo, I love you.
He should have gotten his attention by slamming on that guitar.
He had the tuba, and no one turns around for a tuba.
Oh,
unfortunately. Yeah.
He should have gotten an air gun and shot that off.
He should have got an air gun and just shoot him in the back of the head.
No!
There is a famous, oh man, I have to rewatch it. It's been some time. I think it's Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Dick Justice, and someone else. I want to say Chuck Taylor. I don't know enough about Dick Justice as a person, but all the times he tried to shoot Orange Cassidy with an air gun, if you like comedy wrestling, Google that match. It's very silly. RoboCop appears in that.
Okay, hell
Anyway. Yeah, right? Penta hits his Shattered Dreams to Taya. If you're not a 90s wrestling fan, that's an old Goldust move where he would sort of spread your legs on the middle rope and then just do a running kick to your balls.
See, at this point is when most of my notes are, quit kicking my literal ass, or why are they just kicking her in the ass?
I mean, it is a very Penta move. Like, not to single out Taya. If you've got an ass, Penta will kick it. It's one of his favorite things to do.
I think he did that to Cuerno a bunch.
Yeah. I mean, he's got devastating low kicks. And again, like you'd rather have it on your butt meat than your knee meat, which is just bone. But he does kick her in the ass a lot. On the outside, Phoenix flapjacks Johnny into the ring corner as Penta sets up and delivers this thunderous chop against the ropes to Taya, who does not scream my boobs. She screamed my boobs in the middle of a wrestling. Like, that's not. More wrestlers should scream my body part in the middle of a match. Taya tries escaping. Penta pursues with the low kicks before the super kick. Johnny's beating Phoenix around outside. This is carnage. Everyone's just beating the shit out of each other and chasing each other to beat the shit out of each other more.
Oh no, when will Spider-Man show up to take this carnage out?
I know, well, not until we introduce Venom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Nicole asks, we watched Across the Spider-Verse, and she just goes, man, it sucks that we can't watch a Venom after this. I was like, you want to? Okay. Once we get our Disney Plus password back, we'll watch it.
I don't think Venom is. Last time I saw Venom was on, I think, Showtime. No, it's on Disney Plus now.
Currently, as of yesterday, it was on Disney Plus.
All right. Well, you better listen to this podcast real quick, our faithful listeners, or else it might not be there anymore, and then you're going to be lost in the wilderness, not even knowing where to watch Venom. You'll be peering into windows, hoping they're watching Venom, but every time you peer into the window, whoops, it's Poor Things again, which is a great movie. Like, I would watch Poor Things through a neighbor's window, but we're looking for Venom.
Yeah, but Venom won't give me a raging hard-on. Poor Things will.
Venom might give you a raging hard-on.
Okay.
You see how slithery? He's very slithery.
No.
He's kind of like evil Flubber. And if Flubber hasn't given you a hard-on, then I guess we're just different people.
We are.
What? All right.
Yeah, no. Flubber's just like this little dingus running around.
You know what? Yeah, a little dingus who's fucking hot.
Nah.
If you've got Rule 34, Flubber, send it to James.
No.
We're going to indoctrinate James into the Flubber jerk-off society of America.
I'm going to quickly go grab some and send it to you on Discord.
Oh no, not Flubber porn. What will I ever do with it? Oh, I know, jack off until I bleed.
Yeah, then Torchy comes in and just sees you with a bunch of goddamn Flubber porn.
We're not roommates.
And she's like, I'm glad you didn't sign the lease so I can just kick you out when I want.
Wow.
She says, but today, puts on sunglasses, is not that day.
My life is going to be ruined by Flubber porn. I knew this would happen. The mysterious woman in the traveling caravan told me this would happen, that Flubber porn will ruin my life. But you know what? If I'm going down jacking it to Flubber porn, baby. There's a wrestling match going on.
See, well, real quick, I don't really like the Flubber porn. I'm more of the absent-minded professor porn.
Nice. Busting a nut to that nutty professor. Hey-o.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Wait, no, the absent-minded professor is just Flubber. It's a remake of that movie.
Oh, was Jerry Lewis's Nutty Professor just called the Nutty Professor?
I think it was.
Oh, okay. Then I am confused.
It literally, so when you go to the Wikipedia page, it says, not to be confused with the Nutty Professor 1963.
Oh my God, Wikipedia just called me out so bad. I've been shamed by Wikipedia again.
Yeah.
I can't keep letting them get away with this, James.
It's weird that Wikipedia allows this, but you have a Wikipedia page, and it's really just for people, listeners of this, or some people that see you do stand-up to just bully you, but in a weird way. They're not saying you're bad at anything. They're doing things that are not libel. They're saying outlandish things that are truly not true, but no one can prove that.
James, you tell me this like I don't have my personal Wikipedia page where people accuse me of shameful behavior that is not liable. Like that website is not my homepage every time I turn on Yahoo Answers.
Yeah.
It is. I see it every day. You fuckers. I guess thank you for keeping me relevant, but you're ruining my life more so than the Flubber porn.
Wait, we need to go off. We need to go back real quick. Is your browser called Yahoo Answers? You said when I open up Yahoo Answers, you better believe my homepage is.
Well, I couldn't keep Ask Jeeves as my browser because that would be silly. So yeah, I upgraded to Yahoo Answers.
I'm still using Netscape.
Nice. Hey, speaking of Netscape, Johnny escaped, perfect transition, from Phoenix to get back, sees Penta beating the shit out of Taya and is like, hey, get in here, square up with me in the ring. So they do. They exchange some fucking elbows, real stiff style, to each other's heads. Penta goes on the run. He gets tripped up by Taya outside. Johnny capitalizes. Springboard crescent kick. Before Phoenix rolls in, burns some super meter to land a combo on Johnny. Taya off the top rope hits Phoenix with the Tijeras before a tilt-a-whirl DDT to Penta. Taya hits Phoenix with the Northern Lights and the foot stop combo. Same way she eliminated Ivelisse. Phoenix kicks out at 2 though. Penta tries to get back into it. Johnny with a running throat chop, which is a great way. Like I've seen people throw the throat chop. Like you get the 2 ridge hands and you go bat to the person's neck. This one was on the run though, which is so fucking mean.
That seems very much taken from kung fu movies or from anime, but we know Johnny loves kung fu movies. At least that's, from his stuntman background. I would think that's some like John Woo, like, gonna snap someone's neck. Ronnie Yu. Yeah,
like Johnny's gone on, not just in his stunt work, but like in interviews to say, I always forget who it was a late night host. It might have been Craig Ferguson, but to say like, no, one of the things I want to do, so many wrestlers are influenced by wrestling. I love wrestling, but I want to bring in my parkour influences and my kung fu movie influences. Like the fight he had with Angelico, where it was just like these crazy kick exchanges that straight up looked like a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like one of the many things, like there's a lot of reasons that Johnny going to Lucha Underground is one of my favorite things to ever happen in wrestling. For him to get away from WWE and into this is part of it is the campiness, so we could get those like really cheesy cage in a cage and the air guitar moments. The other part though is because he can really start adding in these outside of wrestling influences that like I don't know if a system as like dialed in as WWE would have let him do. And they're so fucking cool. Running throat chop is filthy and I love it.
He goes up to the former creatives of WWE and he says, so like I have this idea, like we're going to have to build a mall within the ring, but
we have to build a mall.
Yes.
But listen, hold
on, guys. It's going to be great. All of a sudden, Sheamus, he runs down. He's all the way at the bottom where I'm on like the 5th story, but where I'm going to do like Jackie Chan did at the end of Police Story. And I'm going to just like, woo, 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 woo. I'm going to somehow make it down 5 stories jumping and I'm okay.
Just like sliding down a chandelier like it was a fucking fireman pole.
If you have not seen that scene, guys, it is one of the most gorgeous stunts ever. Check it out.
Yeah. I'm glad you said gorgeous because it really is fucking beautiful. Ty and Johnny are on top. They're working the corners, still double teaming against Penta and Phoenix, but they take a second too long to taunt. So the Lucha Brothers recover. Phoenix clears Johnny with a double stomp off the top rope onto the apron as Penta, with the running package pile driver, pins and eliminates Taya. We cut to our 3rd commercial break.
Our turd commercial break. And they're
Well
being
done.
wrapped up like Tootsie Rolls.
Are they cutting them up to the size of Tootsie Rolls? No, then I see it coming. I see your turd magic coming, and I won't fall for it again.
Listeners rejoice, but Sean, I am sorry. One day I'm going to feed you candy that's really dog turds.
I'm going to smell it, James. I have a nose.
All right.
What was it? Okay, don't. It's here's because I'm prone to paranoia, and I can't live in this fear. Not again. Okay.
If you ever get COVID again, I don't know if you've had it once, but if you get COVID, you know, your smell sometimes isn't the best. I'll be like, hey, here's some get well chocolates.
You are the worst nurse you are the second worst nurse I've ever had. The first was my dad when he moved out.
Oh, was that his profession?
My dad was a nurse. Yeah, my dad is a professional nurse. Yeah.
Hell
Shouts
yeah,
out
dude.
to Patrick. Hell yeah. We cut back in from commercial. Johnny's checking in on Taya outside of the ring. She's barely conscious. He's such a little shit. He's like, it'd be a lot better if you were still in this match. Like she's hardly breathing, man. Give her a second.
Real quick, your
Please.
very special episode of The Marciniacs would be your dad coming home and you're like, you're always out there healing other people, but what you need to be in here is healing this damn family.
Oh, that's actually a little too real to be funny.
Well, that's what very special episodes are all about.
I know. I'm just saying I'm sad now.
Well, you want to know what will make you not sad? This high-flying action that these three individuals are known for.
Oh, you fucking know it, brother. They're standing up to each other. They start trading chops like Pokemon cards. For a minute. It's brutal. Eventually, Johnny backdrops Phoenix into Penta's powerbomb. Phoenix head scissors out of it, though, before running into Johnny's spinebuster, running knee combo, and then he has to kick out at 2. What the wrestling, baby. Phoenix back handspring. He gets countered as Johnny just throws an elbow into the back of his head. Gut wrench powerbomb. Phoenix kicks again at 2 as the Animo chants start up. Phoenix catches himself on the ropes as Johnny whips him. Gives him the old fuck you, Johnny, as Phoenix baits Johnny into the dive, but catches Johnny's head between the ropes with a kick, just like Johnny caught Ivelisse earlier. The tropes, they return. The payoff, the satisfaction. Johnny crumples out of the ring. Penta goes on the run, Tope flipping senton onto Phoenix and Johnny, and we're on the outside now. Penta and Phoenix trade overhand chops. Phoenix creates advantage by throwing a super kick before backing up, and a running head scissors using the ring apron for a base. It's fucking wild. It almost looks like he's doing too much, but it works. So, fuck yeah. Johnny spies his opponents, exhausted from fighting each other, and sees an opportunity. Top rope, tornado crossbody to both men, lands on his feet. Fucking Johnny, man. He sits Penta down in a chair to kick his head in. He rolls Phoenix into the ring, standing corkscrew.
So I think in regards to that chair thing, one of the Marines up front from a previous episodes, they were established. They're all Marines. The Marine offers up his seat. He's like, yeah, take it. And he sets Pentagon down. And Stryker has, I think, the best call, just like it sounds poetic. He says, Johnny's calling in one of his comps, a seat for a friend, a family member, or possibly an opponent.
Well done. Every now and again, Matt Stryker, you say some shit that's good.
I think most of the time now he's saying some good shit, and then in certain situations, it's just bad shit.
I think the problem is the bad shit is just so egregious. It's one of the, it has more weight.
Sean,
you know what I mean?
We did an Insane Clown Posse podcast. You should be able to decipher, hey, these people are good because of the good shit they put out, but boy, oh boy, there's a lot of trash coming out as well.
I think the difference, though, is that the trash sometimes is offensive. Most of the time, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Where Matt Stryker's trash, there is a reason it's offensive. You know what I mean? He does not have the heart nor the noble intentions of the posse or the Juggalos.
Well, that's because we didn't listen to all of the Psychopathic Riders albums.
You know what? Fair. And thank you for that. Yeah. Phoenix gets rolled into the ring. Standing corkscrew to Phoenix, still has to kick out at 2. These Johnny Hammer and Anvil elbows, which on AEW, they're kind of a big move. The Blackpool Combat Club, which is Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, the biggest stars in AEW formed a group of just, we like fighting you. And they use these same kind of elbows, which is why it was kind of wild to see here. Johnny Mundo, fucking innovator, man. I tell you what.
Real quick on like dropping elbows, especially from like a top rope. You know, when that picture of Macho Man doing it?
Sure, the Macho Man elbow drop, one of the best finishers in the game. Baby.
So cool. So we have two cats for new listeners, Henry and Butter. Butter will be up on top of the like ceiling high cat tree looking at Henry down below. And we're like, DDT his ass, DDT his ass. Well, I was on the couch that is right by the tree. And I had a pillow on my lap to like rest my hands on. And I saw Henry from the top look at it. I was like, no, please don't do this. And so then I'm like, he's going to do it. I have to. We can't clip our cat's nails because they don't scratch. But if they jump on you, you feel it. So I was like, oh shit. So I put like multiple pillows on me. And from the top, he jumps down and just lands right on me. It was safe. Flash forward maybe 4 hours. He does it again. This cat he's a high flying cruiserweight.
I love that it's also a monster you created by encouraging him. And now as soon as you find yourself in the wrong position, you're like, oh no, I've done this. I've built this monster and now he eats me.
Well, no, I have been telling Butter to do that to Henry. And Henry did that to me. Now, if Butter had done that, she is like a razor blade, but has, 4 claws that are just razors. I'm like, no, please don't do this. And she gets so scared so frequently. So I feel like if she would have jumped immediately, she would have been like, oh, there's a human underneath this. I need to freak out and then possibly harm me again.
Oh, Butter. Sorry, I ran out of jokes, and that's just a very cute story. Thank you. Hell yeah. Johnny's crazy right now. He is fighting both of these guys. Neither want to stay down. There's this rope-assisted neck breaker. Penta kicks out at like 2.999. Oh, wowzers. But that's the thing. Johnny's a piece of shit, but he's really good when he has to be. He's throwing running knees to anyone sitting up, puts a foot on Penta's throat while he flips off the Temple Faithful. And this may have been his mistake. Not the time to taunt. I get it. I fucking hate that guy that took your sunglasses too. What a piece of shit. Gotta finish the match first, Johnny. Instead, he finds himself caught between Penta. He finds himself caught between a Penta and a Phoenix place. Penta puts Johnny onto the top rope, which is the same top rope that Phoenix is currently on. So, like, Phoenix is behind Johnny as Johnny's on this top rope. Penta chops Johnny to double him over as Phoenix lands another double stomp, crumples Johnny to the mat. Signature Lucha Bros offense with the wheelbarrow-assisted splash, and Johnny Mundo gets eliminated.
Brothers are doing it for themselves.
Brothers doing it for themselves. Johnny's pissed, but he's got to go.
Actually, let's say hypothetically or allegedly brothers are doing it for themselves.
Allegedly, brothers are doing it for themselves. I'm just going to say brothers are doing it for themselves because even if they're not blood related, they've been working together for so long. Like their literal tag team name is the Lucha Bros.
Okay.
Right?
So, real quick, there was a dialogue between Matt, Stryker, and Vampiro. Phoenix has some therapy tape on his shoulder, and Stryker's saying, oh, like, you want to have that on there because it helps, but it shows your opponents exactly where you are hurting. And he throws to Vampiro of like, oh, what's going on there? And he said, maybe I'm just old school, but I would never tell anyone I'm injured. And I'm like, okay, in this context, yes, but out of context, you should tell people when you're injured.
Yeah. Also in this context, because the problem is that some of that old school mentality also boils down to after the match, if I'm injured, I won't tell the doctors because they might not book me next week, which is true and kind of fucked up. You still should tell someone you're hurt. Go to the goddamn doctors. Hey, listeners, go to the doctor. Or anyone, I don't know, have a dad who's a registered nurse and then have him look at stuff because you don't have insurance right now. That might just be for me. That might be a Sean specific piece of information. But if you're Sean out there and you're listening to this, use your father who's a nurse to look at your weird stuff.
Also, you were saying anyone listening, I'm technically listening. I'm not going to the goddamn doctor.
Go see my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, you will have to Ouija board summon him because he is dead.
And I don't do Ouija boards, so I will not do that.
All right.
Because I believe in the devil, okay? Yeah, he's a rad guy, but some of his underlings might not be. Or maybe it's angels. Goddamn, God's people being these demons to say like, hey, be feared into our religion.
Yeah. So angels are creating Ouija boards to fear the populace into becoming Christian or whatever?
Yeah, I'm saying people are actually being possessed by angels masquerading as demons to fearmonger.
I'd like to be touched by an angel, but I'm mostly just horny. Back from commercial break. Was that a good transition?
No, terrible.
Okay, great. Back from commercial, Lucha Libre chants surround the brothers as they're psyching themselves up for war. It's that kind of like, we're talking shit because we don't want to actually fight. However, and Phoenix almost like, he walks off, he turns his back. He's about ready to be done with this. Until Penta calls him a bitch. And he's like, you know what? Fuck you.
He says, mi pene.
He says, I wasn't touching your penis. I was trying to wrestle.
I know he's saying like, oh, you're challenging my manhood, but no, I got a big needle.
Yeah. Penta puts Phoenix in a House of Pain submission. He releases, but a little too soon, so Phoenix scores like an inverted cloverleaf. Submissions are exchanged. Phoenix springboard arm drags Penta, who rolls out. Phoenix follows with this wild tope tornado. The exhaustion sets in. Like, these guys are dead. These guys have been wrestling the entire episode. And pretty fucking aggressively. So, yeah, Phoenix rolls Penta back into the ring, just kind of pins him, but Penta kicks out.
While they're trying to like rise up, Rob Schneider is back in the crowd and he says, you can do it. And then they're like, yeah, we'll do it for you, our favorite comedian ever. There's nothing wrong that you do.
2016, I don't think he wasn't vocal. He was probably a piece of shit by then, but he wasn't vocal about it.
No, I think he was like, he was now making bad comedy. I will say that.
Oh God. And specifically bad comedy, because we even talked about it. There's a difference between bad comedy because it's not funny and bad comedy because shut the fuck up. This is evil. You are spewing evil.
Oh, right now I'm saying it is bad comedy because it's not funny.
Which is fun. You know what? I'll take that. I will take bad comedy versus weird fucking misogyny.
Let me see when that first Rob Schneider TV show came out that he like self-funded. And he was like, oh yeah, and I like my hot wife or something's in there. We'll figure it out. Which is
also part of the weird misogyny of Rob Schneider. I feel like that show was the start of weird misogyny comedy, Weird Schneider. I'll get back into this match though while you do.
Oh, it was The Real Rob, and yeah, that was 2015 to 2017.
No, Rob, get the fuck out of our temples. Phoenix gets countered into a compromising position. Penta lands his rising running punt kick. Oh, in the corner, the big punt to the chest. It goes, ow. I didn't wrestle. Why am I so tired? I'm exhausted trying to call all this sweet, sweet action. We get this
sweet action.
Crazy Canadian destroyer from Penta, but he can't capitalize. Neither luchador can even stand right now.
Yeah, he should have done a Mexico City pulverizer or whatever you said.
Canadian destroyer.
Or he should have done a Mexico City destroyer.
Matt Stryker calls it. I don't know. Because Matt Stryker calls it a Mexican destroyer later.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess I don't know. The move is named for a reason. P.D. Williams, who was Canadian, who created the move. So I don't know, maybe, whatever. I don't care.
Get out of here,
I don't care that much about words.
Who are you, Mickey Mouse's least favorite neighbor? Or not Mickey Mouse, Goofy's least favorite neighbor?
Yeah. You just learned this man's name and you already hate him.
Yeah, get out of here, Petey.
Wow, no respect for Canadian muscle.
Yeah, PDA, meaning Petey's in ass.
His name is Williams, so it's PDW. You
what?
Fucking moron. It's PD Williams.
No, but I'm just saying his first name a PDA, meaning public displays of affection.
Oh, how was I going to pull PDA from that?
I said PDA. Your name's Petey and you're an ass. PDA.
Oh, okay. So because you put 3 letters together in your mind, I have to follow you into the depths of. Let me just jerk off to Flubber and stop confusing me.
Guys, Sean, when he's on stage, is a good improviser. I think I'm just not good. Maybe I'm too wild.
You're great. We're having a fight on microphone. And first of all, James, I'd like to apologize to you.
What?
And listeners. Okay, perfect. And I'd like to apologize to the listeners. You should not have to listen to this fight on mic.
I didn't think this was a fight.
Oh, this is a fight.
Oh.
We will talk about this on the car on the way home.
I'm gonna Muskegon destroyer you.
I'm gonna Buffalo Pound Town you son of a bitch.
Dude, this was a herald we just did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna shouts out to Sharna, weren't you?
Shouts out to Shartna.
Okay, yeah,
Fuck
that's
you.
fine.
All right.
What if we found out that, like, Sean just has personal beef with Sharna? It's not because, like, she's a bad person. You're just like, yeah, one time she said, like, my characters lacked credibility.
Which is true, but she didn't have to. No, what if we found out I'm a Nepo baby from Sharna?
Oh, dang. And Sharna's the nurse father that you've always been talking about. She's dead to you, but not really dead.
Mm-hmm. Or she is really dead, but I'm a master necromancer.
Ooh.
So I raised her from the dead so I could control IO. But unfortunately, everything I raised from the dead is a little racist, so it becomes a problem very quickly.
Or you can just champion IO, the actress who's in The Bear and such.
Ah, that would be something else.
Yeah.
Phoenix catches Penta on the top rope with the rising Shote palm. There's a stillness in the air as Penta's still on the top rope and Phoenix has his back to him. And there's just this beautiful, tense moment before Phoenix finally screams, "Animo!" Back rolls all the way to the top rope for this springboard avalanche head scissors. Fucking art, baby. I loved that moment so much because it was a very like patient, timed out moment. In a match that has so many things going on, this air of stillness, oh, my heart. It broke 10 sizes this day. Eventually, Phoenix finally rolls over to pin Penta. But between the time that it took to get there and the fact that Phoenix could just barely throw an arm over him, Penta does kick out at 2. Penta's on his feet first, though. 2 sling blades, but Phoenix ducks the third. Super kick, another double down. Penta eventually escapes to the apron. Phoenix looking for his 3rd double stomp of the night. But Penta's seen the first 2, so he knows to avoid it. Super kicks Phoenix off of the apron onto the floor. Running Canadian Destroyer off the apron to the floor. Penta rolls Phoenix back into the ring, puts him in the pile driver position, but Phoenix counters. He gets crunchy with the Dude Buster, can only manage a single hand though, who has to kick out. Penta kicks out at 2 again. They're on their knees now. Brothers are trading chops, slaps, and a variety of hand strikes. Now on their feet, just slapping each other across the jaw. Phoenix falls first, but comes back with a super kick. Penta now in the corner. Phoenix on the run, runs into Pentagon super kick. Off the top rope, Canadian Destroyer. Penta follows that up with a package pile driver to pin Phoenix and become the new #1 contender at Ultima Lucha.
Woo, he's gotta win, guys.
I'm rooting for him. This is so, for him to come back like this and to come back like a fucking hero. And the entire time he was doing evil villainous shit, we all fucking loved him. Unless you were like a very like, I only cheer for the heroes. He was beloved. And for him to like now get this opportunity, because the last match with Matanza, it was kind of a one-off. He was like his first opponent back. Mm-hmm. Penta didn't really know. Penta didn't know, no one knew anything about Matanza, so no one was prepared for Matanza. This time though, he's been training, he's been preparing, he's been doing his homework. I want Penta to win this title so bad.
I'm pumped.
After the match, I'm pumped too. Vampiro's on his feet, out of relief and terror for Penta winning, but at what cost and for what reason? To face Matanza again, it's that like I love him and I'm scared for him. I'm happy he won, but I'm scared for him. Dario, his key, and his brother, Lucha Underground champion, the monster Matanza, they appear at the top of the steps. So Penta takes the mic and in Spanish says, "Dario, I'm going to tell you something. At Ultima Lucha, I'm going to break each and every one of your brother's bones." bones. Dario gives a little smile, little shit-eating grin before Penta continues. And so that you can see how badass I am, I'll also break all of your bones. You know why? I want you to listen. I am Pentagon Jr. And he lets the crowd finish the line for him. Say it with me, James.
I make out with human women.
No, Santo goddamn Miedo. James? You son of a bitch. That's the episode. Whew. What a match. Final thoughts before we jump into plugs and shit?
I'm excited. We have like 2 more before we get into Ultima Lucha, which will be watch-alongs, those 3 episodes.
So keep out for that. If you don't have access to the episodes, get a hold of one of us, either my Instagram or through my Twitch, twitch.tv, Goose Von Kaiser. You can find me on Instagram at Sean Marciniak and just shoot me a message. Hey, I listened to the podcast. How are you guys watching these? I happily will send you a link to archive.
Yeah, you can also do archive.org, Lucha Underground Season 2. That should bring up all the episodes.
Hell yeah.
And guys, I have a new album with Dragon Boy Suede coming out April 19th called The Dragon and the Monster, wherever music is found. You can head over to Bandcamp right now if you'd like to support me and get material out of it. You can download all my discography. It's like 50 plus songs, all for under $20. Maybe there's a little bit of tax that'll make it $20, but that's not on me. That's on the government, am I right?
Fuck you, Uncle Sam, making out with human women all the goddamn time.
Oh, damn, I wish Uncle Sam did that. He's over there just, Blair Witching in the corner. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he doesn't respond back.
Have you ever tried feeding him a chili dog?
Oh, shoot, maybe that's... Hey, Sam! Uncle Sam, you want this? Come here, boy. Oh, my God, he's loving it. And now he's about to make out with a human woman. I gotta warn Nicole.
Get the fuck out of here, Uncle Sam. We're wrapping up.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That was just Adele dressed as Uncle Sam.
Adele?
I think she was just trying to freak me out by Rustin. I should have said Rustin Parring in the corner.
I would not have understood that reference.
Okay, well, that's the serial killer in the Blair Witch universe.
Whoa, lore.
Also, guys, please check out my other podcasts like Mostly Speakin' Sentai. In this feed, please listen to Death to Squids. This week is our episode covering Cyborg from 1989, and that episode is wild. You will want to listen to it. It's just Jose and I getting rip-roaring high, then watching a sci-fi action movie, and we're having a great time. We did all the Trancers movies. Now we're moving on to Cyborg.
Let's go.
Also listen to Sweet Child of Time, Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, and Hit It and Crit It. Maybe this movie's gay, Height of Horror. Check them all out. Wherever you're listening to this, you can also listen to those. But if you'd like to support us in the best way possible, I'll say, patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday, we are wrapping up our month-long exploration. Lil Corey and I, we are discussing every single Critters movie. We're closing it out with a high watch along of Critters 5, which actually doesn't look that bad. And the Critters TV show, which you can no longer find on Shudder, that one looks fun too. I'm excited to watch that before Corey comes over. But if you're a $10 patron, you get all of that plus monthly bonus exclusive content. We have finally figured out what we're doing. It's called Beaster Day. Here Comes Peter Cotton Hell. It's an Easter slasher movie, very low budget. Jose, Joe, and I'm going over to their apartment to watch it. It's going to be a great time. But $10 patrons also get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in Common Law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, A Sweet Child of Time, and Intro Void, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, That Fed, twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin, and from the ROM Complex as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby 2. I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Purple Prancer forever.
Bye-bye. Oh, hey.